Hi, my name is Jia Johnson, and I am a recent Garrett alumna. I graduated this past May 2020 with a Master of Arts in Public Ministry with a concentration in racial justice. When I applied to Garrett, I was pretty clear on what I wanted to do, and I wanted to co-labor alongside others in dismantling the prison industrial complex. I also wanted to think about creative ways and more life-giving avenues for re-entry. My professional commitment to justice making with those who have been directly impacted stems from my personal relationship to the carceral system. So I've seen and I've experienced how incarceration impacts the family of those who have been incarcerated. I'm the sister of a brother who has been incarcerated. I'm the daughter of a mother and father who have experienced deep pain from our current system of incarceration. I'm the auntie of two beautiful nieces who have also been impacted by our current punitive justice system. So with this in mind, the intellectual rigor offered through the MAPM program, as well as the academic community of not only brilliant scholars and professors, but they are also ones who are caring and thoughtful. And they created an environment and space that not only provided me with resources for theological and theoretical analysis and spiritual growth, so that I could live into my purpose and calling, but they also gave me a place to heal. The course Methods, Models, and Tools for Social Change is one of the core courses of the MAPM degree. In this class, the bell hooks text, Teaching to Transgress Education as the Practice of Freedom, was an assigned text. Hooks writes that theory is not inherently healing, liberatory, or revolutionary. It fulfills this function only when we ask that it do so and direct our theorizing towards this end. And so through a combination of coursework and my time at my field site placement and my work that I did on my public ministry capstone project, I was able to direct my theorizing and theologizing towards a vision of imagining and creating into existence more life-giving ways of being in relationship with myself and others, as a community healer, as a justice maker, and as a solidarity builder. So I currently serve as the program director for McCormick Theological Seminary's Solidarity Building Initiative for Liberative Carceral Education. This program was formerly called Theological Education at Cook County Department of Corrections. And I became involved with McCormick's program while pursuing my master's degree at Garrett. While taking a course at McCormick through the ACTS Consortium, I was exposed to McCormick's Certificate in Theological Studies program at Cook County Jail. And I was invited to co-teach a pilot course with Dr. Jenny McBride at Cook County Jail. We were at Division 10 in Maximum Security Division. And later, the certificate program became my public ministry capstone project. And it was the hands-on experience of co-teaching in the jail while also working on my public ministry capstone project that became the perfect laboratory for me to imagine into existence a model of institutional leadership as servants of solidarity for liberative theological education in a jail. And so in community with others at McCormick, I have been able to take what I started at Garrett and foster it, to cultivate it, and to grow it into the Solidarity Building Initiative for Liberative Carceral Education at Cook County Jail. The SBI program exists to create an ecosystem of beloved community through Liberative Theological Seminary education. The program seeks to mitigate the numerous material, social, and political barriers the system-impacted individuals and their communities experience while incarcerated and upon release. We envision that seminary education in the jail will not only provide resources for intellectual and spiritual growth, survival, and flourishing for incarcerated learners, but the program will also create communities of belonging and advocacy. So lastly, in these intense and trying times, it's difficult to not think a lot about rage and grief. I've been thinking a lot about my own rage and grief in response to the injustices that exist all around me and us. I've been examining my rage and grief at the intersection of my own purpose and calling. What does my rage and grief look like, and what do they feel like? I've been holding these wanderings in tension with that bell hooks quote, theory is not inherently healing, liberatory, or revolutionary. It fulfills this function only when we ask that it do so and direct our theorizing towards this end. My rage and grief are exhausting, but they are also beautiful. They have been directed towards an end, my work. And so when I think about what my rage and grief look like, they look like the Solidarity Building Initiative for Liberative Carceral Education at Cook County Jail. And it was the intellectual rigor offered through the MAPM program, as well as the academic community at Garrett, that helped me get to where I am now.